So, regular viewers that may have been paying attention for the last few months will have noticed that occasionally Jimps and I refer to when we are in Japan. If you didn't notice, that's fair enough, because let's be honest, paying attention to what I have to say is overrated. Anyway, in April that trip actually happened, which is also why there hasn't been any other videos on this channel for like 3 months now, which will be fixed shortly, by the way. So, the fuller video series, a vlog if you want to call it that, so I still find that term a little weird, is on my other channel, which is dedicated to real life stuff I get up to, whether it be travelling around, watching racing, spotting steam trains, and as I record this, I'm getting ready to attend some air shows for the first time in years, so that might end up here if I can record anything good from that. So then what is this video? Well, if you've been watching this channel for the last few years, or if you're still one of the people left watching this channel, you'll know that Jimsf and I are a pair of weebs with some niche interests. So, rather than make all the videos on that channel about that stuff, I took it out and put it here, as one, the people who watch this channel are more likely to be interested in that sort of stuff, and it turns out that niche interests are probably not that good for viewers, and that other channel actually gets viewers. Like, not many, but, you know, I've got to take what little wins I can. And, admittedly, not everyone's into that. You know what I mean. So, I would recommend watching the main series for some overall context to the trip and what we are doing, but it's not essential. But I also did spend like a whole month editing those 6 videos, so if you would watch it and sub to that channel, that would make me very happy. But on with the show. When planning our trip, we may have intentionally chosen a hotel not far from the otaku mecca of Akihabara. It's only like 2 stops on the subway from where we were staying. Also turns out it's pretty cheap up there. And that is exactly where we went on our first proper day in Tokyo. The first day was a scouting day, as we planned that we were only going to buy stuff really at the end of our stay in Tokyo. We just wanted to get a lay of the land and see what was on offer. Jim's actually had a good idea of what he wanted. I didn't have much of a plan at all. The only must-buy on my list was the remaining volumes of Oshinoko, which I didn't have. But that was mainly just to save on shipping, as for all of Air China's flaws, they do give you a generous baggage allowance, so I was going to use it. I paid for it. And so we scoured the place, noting stores of interest. We may have bought like 1 or 2 things on our first day before we had to move on, so I could go to the Minami concert, which I'll talk about in the main series. While we were in Akihabara, though, we did get to see some of the locations specifically featured in Steins Gate, one of the best anime and visual novels ever made, if not the best in both categories. And even though we haven't yet played the VN on this channel, we've talked about it enough, you probably have an idea. We really love it. So, the main streets and the main sites of Akihabara, they're pretty generic. They appear in a lot of things, and obviously feature prominently in the story that's set in Akihabara. Fortunately, the train station is right next to Radikan. Not sure if that was its name in real life or Steins Gate. This is the issue, actually, because they use slightly different names for things to avoid, featuring real places, and we kept sort of using both the game names and the real names interchangeably. So to be honest, I don't actually know what this building is called. It could be Radicon. We called it Radicon all the time. Maybe that is its real name. I don't know. Anyway, it's there. It is taller than it was in the games, because it was rebuilt a few years after the games and the anime was made. So it is much taller, but it is recognizably, well, that's the building, because it is. Another specific location we found in Akihabara was then on the other side of the station, which is looking over to the Crossfield building. This bridge features in a lot of backgrounds of out and about in Akihabara, as well as some of the key scenes in the anime adaptation are here specifically on the steps at the end of the bridge, which actually I don't believe are featured in the VN. That was an anime only thing. The whole square, yeah, you can instantly recognize it whether you've just played the game or the anime or both. Yep, you see it, you'll know the scenes. Yeah, it was a little further along, but and pretty much in the game the background was always looking this way. That's pretty much it. And
to get the accurate shot, then we need to go back further.
Yeah.
Somewhere along because we're facing the
Well, famously in the anime, that was on the steps ahead of us.
Yeah. I think in the game was on here.
Yes, because because the 2 backgrounds in the game was one was down on the ground and the other was pretty much
this view here.
Right.
They don't have Fez on the screen though, that's disappointing.
Oh yeah, I forgot that it had Fez on it all the time.
Well, yes, because there was a good universe. Rather than like actual news, it's just like, oh, that's a bit depressing. I don't even know what that's saying, but that's probably depressing. Oh, that's good.
Want some cheese, Monjo?
I mean, it's better than whatever was on before, so we'll take the cheese. It's got 4 kinds of cheese even. Like, imagine that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In America, you don't have to say 4 cheese. Assume you love cheese. Like, frozen cheese. Like, all right.
Over on the other side of Akihabara then, in a small quiet street, is the building that was used as the basis for the Future Gadget Laboratory and the Braun Workshop. Yeah, this bit of artistic license was taken to obviously put a shop here, and we do have to keep in mind when we visit these places, the game was released over 15, I've lost count now how many years ago. Actually, yeah, it's over 15 years now since the games were made. So things change, but you can recognize it like, yeah, this seems like the street, this seems like the building. And that was a general feel we got from Akihabara or whatever. The other side of the street that had the Future Gadget Lab is where Cafe Mailish is, known in the games as May Queen, the maid cafe owned by one of the main characters of the series. And this is a delightful place that entirely embraces the fact it featured in the Steins Gate, and like it's run by a bunch of otaku who like to cosplay. That's the impression I got from the staff there and whoever's running this place. They always have a love for the science adventure series, and Steins Gate being, well, they featured in it. They also have other interests as well, and you go in there and the whole walls are filled with figures and posters and things like that, and it's like, you get it. Getting to visit there was a bit of a saga in itself. So the first day we went, we didn't really have the time, and unfortunately on that first day we couldn't even get a picture of the cafe because they were doing construction in front of it. Like, they had a big scaffold in front of it, so you couldn't get a picture of scenes. So we're like, well then. We came back a few days later, and we found out it was closed on a Tuesday. And they said it was going to be open on a Tuesday, and we're like, well, damn it, this is annoying. We've only one day left in Japan, and they're normally closed on that day. And we wanted to visit, particularly as that day that we would be visiting was Faris's birthday. So it just felt like, well, her character is the reason why we're here, and tomorrow is her birthday. So it would be very appropriate and very annoying if we couldn't visit then. It turned out that the reason why we couldn't visit that day, and the reason they were closed, is that they switched their opening days around so that they would be open on Faris's birthday and essentially be celebrating her birthday through the whole day. And so we came back the next day, actually went in, had a wonderful time. We were served by Mayumi, who was fantastic. She fully embraced the day that was in it. You could tell she was actually having a wonderful time. Huge fan of this series. Her uniform was clearly modelled on Faris's uniform as well, and she was using that for the day. It was great, and she seemed to get a kick that two people would come from opposite sides of the world to be in her cafe on that day. That was a great time. And Jimsf even got to speak Japanese to her, which was wonderful. Yeah, great time, good place. Sure, there might be nicer and better maid cafes in Akihabara. It's not like there's a lack of selection, but no, we had reasons to be there, and we really enjoyed that. And another Steins Gate location that was close by to where we were staying was the Akiba Shrine, whose building was used as the model for the shrine in the series and the games. Even if the games put this shrine in the location of the Kanda Shrine, they used the Akiba Shrine here as its model. After that day, our next shopping stop was Nagano, which we had heard was a worth look in addition to being the setting of Anonymous Code. Put the two of those together and it made it a worthwhile trip in our eyes. And it really did turn out to be a worthwhile exercise as we had our first shopping win here.
Alright, well, the cowards wouldn't give it to us, so we went and got it ourselves.
We went all the way to Nakano to find Gail's headlock choo-choo.
And after our victory, we went to the nearby park to try and hunt down an obscure CG from a scene that nobody cares about except for the Cyberforce style simps.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's literally, it's a nice day. The trees are blossoming. Yep. Isn't it lovely? No Cyberforce styles though. That's the only drawback to the current situation.
This point, they'd be standing like there, right?
Yeah.
And then the stage would have been there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you got the lines of trees over there, and you even got the cafes. You remember? Because you got
I remember, yeah, they're standing next to a bunch of cafes. Okay,
yeah,
so wait.
they're right across the way.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder where exactly they intended to put it, but that was never actually made clear either.
Yeah. Wouldn't the stage have to be like right in the middle there? That's the only place that I have enough room for it.
Yeah, which it still fits. It fits from all the perspective we've seen. That would be there. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're definitely in the right spot. We're not going to get...
Like, I legit think right there, like where that, like the sign is.
Yeah, over there.
Right there.
Yeah, let's see if that is the spot then.
There's like a line of trees, you get the square field. I don't remember any hills, but...
I'm in perspective.
Yeah.
And took out
Like,
the
could we
hill.
have been right next to McDonald's?
Maybe that's what it ended up being.
Because there's tables and chairs.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like right here.
Yeah.
This feels the most correct. I think this is pretty close.
It's either here or it's like 20 meters behind us.
Yeah. I honestly feel like it's here though.
Yeah, this is the place.
This seems the closest to me.
Yeah. I think it's generally close enough. It's going to be somewhere generally around here.
Mm-hmm.
Is the place. Yeah.
If I had to take a one-time bet, I would say it's like right here. Maybe a little more that way, but yeah.
So this is your GeoGuessr guess then?
This would be my guess right here.
Yeah.
Because everything just matches as close as possible in my mind.
But I think just the general point of walking around Nakano is, it feels like it.
Yeah.
So apparently nothing changed in 15 years. Wasn't that wonderful? The future is amazing.
Yeah.
Nakano is literally the same as it was, well, actually about 5 years ago. So you one looking in roughly this direction, probably a bit further forward.
Yeah, probably like on where that planter is. But...
Yeah, and then there's definitely one basically down the corner at the bottom of the steps as well.
Yeah.
After Nakano, we then went to Shibuya, which, apart from the reasons why tourists would generally gather in Shibuya, we were here in particular because it was the setting to Chaos Head and Chaos Child. And I in particular love Chaos Child. I adore its setting, and just walking around Shibuya that's all I needed. I just needed to see, yes, this is what this place is actually like. And it felt so familiar because of Chaos Child. That game is just brilliant, and I could rant on for hours about how Chaos Child is amazing. So I took what I described as the rough chaos tour of Shibuya. It wasn't really taking off every site or every background or every bit of significance, but we just walked around and we could see backgrounds or CGs and just places that seemed so familiar just from playing the games, and yeah, really showed how well they captured the atmosphere of Shibuya. Fortunately, we didn't get murdered in the process, which was a pleasant surprise.
So as you correctly pointed out, there's a building Takumi should have jumped for and would have made a much shorter game. But the interesting thing is, the gap where he would have jumped through is actually there. I thought that was just added in the game, but it's actually there. You can see it in the sign.
Yeah.
Huh.
That leaf scared the shit out of me.
I get scared by a leaf, and underneath that tree is where the end of Chaos Child, basically. Or well, the common end anyway. Under that tree, because the crowds are they're a bit of a thing here.
Yeah. It's almost like this is one of the busiest crossings in the world.
Something like that, funnily enough.
I love all the people with their phones on. I just walk through it, man. It's like...
I mean, you can speak as, I don't know, morally correct on this stance, but then there's me walking around with a GoPro in front of me. So,
yeah,
you
that's
know.
a lot better than holding yourself for 60 feet.
I'll give you that. Yeah, I mean, there's a proper view now that the crowd has sort of moved on. So yeah. And we retreat again.
So on our last day in Tokyo, it was raining, so what better thing to do than to wander around Akihabara doing a bit of shopping, where we learnt some things and we'll give a conclusion at the end of what we found.
So basically, street across from the big camera, got this whole building.
It's a pretty good building.
Pretty good building. If between that and Traders you can't find it, they probably don't have it here.
Yeah, for real.
We'll now get told in the comments all the other places that will have it then.
Yeah.
That we missed because they're literally in some guy's basement. But that's Akiba for you.
If you want like old games, old movies, old stuff that you're into but not modern, this is the freaking place to be.
Yeah, Traders, this is the side view of it, and then you go around to the front view of it.
Found just about everything we wanted here.
Yeah, and it's conveniently right on Chudori.
Yeah.
You know, 4 floors of horrors and all that.
Yeah.
They got it. Yep. Yeah, Trader, best store we've had so far. It even made me buy something. So that's saying a lot.
Yeah. So the Wii report after our shopping day in Akihabara. First off is this giant Danganronpa 2, 1 and 2 reloaded book that we're quite frankly not quite sure exactly what it is, but from what little bit we could tell it's just like a lot of art. Perhaps it's a guidebook, character stuff. I don't know, it's big.
Yep.
It looks neat. And it's just cool.
Yeah. It was like 500 pages or something.
500 around the front, 512.
That's quite a few.
Yep.
That's a big book.
Very big book.
Right, so that was our literature corner.
Yeah, okay. We'll go to physical copy of PS4 Chaos Child, which may exist in English. I'm honestly not quite sure.
The physical copy, I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay, but I mean, I got it here because of a way more important reason. A, it was a good price, and B, you found this.
Yes.
Which is way more important, because this definitely hasn't been released in English in any form.
And may never be.
Yeah. And it, along with Chaos Head, which is
in the bag over there somewhere.
Yep. Hold on. Cut this out.
Intermission time.
Should be in here. Yeah. Alright. This completes the saga of the cowards wouldn't give it to us, so we got it from them.
Yeah. Went all the way to Japan just to get the Love Choo-Choos.
Yeah.
Because they'll never give it to us in English.
They absolutely won't ever officially give it to us in English, and we were able to find both of them.
Yeah. Well, even found Chaos Head twice.
Yes, actually.
Be the next thing we found.
Couple special editions here that I didn't really need, but I got anyway. Chaos Head Duel, which is quite a large PS Vita, I assume has to be re-release, of both Chaos Head Noah and Love Choo-Choo.
Which is ironic for a Vita for such a small, like, they're usually such small boxes, but for the special editions they just make them huge.
Yep, and this just has like a couple little bonus books and a bonus CD, plus the games, of course.
Yeah.
Yep. On top of that, the same place. Also, this was the best place, by the way, like by a mile.
Yes, if you want to shove the bag. If you're in Akihabara and you're not finding what you need, or you want to find what you need for slightly cheaper prices for some reason,
Trader Hobby Shop.
yes, try there. If you don't find it there, then go elsewhere.
Like literally 80% of all of our stuff we found here that we were actually looking for.
Yeah, it's the place to go.
Yeah. So in addition to that, we found also the Chaos Child Special Edition for PS Vita. Which, what else did it have? I believe it had like a drama CD.
Yep. I don't know if the camera's ever going to focus on that, but fight amongst yourselves to work out what's actually in it.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
it's a drama CD and something else?
Yeah, the game, the drama CD, and some sort of other bonus thing, which I'll figure out what it is eventually. But this display alone looks really cool, so.
Yeah. Not a cool box.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of video game stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so I guess we'll go to figures next. So this was an Needy Streamer Ame figure that we didn't know existed until we got here.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw it everywhere. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, well I gotta get that. And yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That was something we didn't even
know we were on the hunt for
Yeah.
and got it.
These next ones we didn't know exist. We did know existed, but they were actually way more difficult to find than we thought. But we were able to find them at the Trader.
Yes, the place
Both
to
of
go.
them. Yep.
We're definitely not sponsored, but if they would, that'd be wonderful.
Yep. So these two, I think they're pretty clearly supposed to go together, and this was the one I knew about and wanted.
Yeah.
And they had both of these for a very good price, so I was like, well, may as well get them both then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually make a nice display out of it then.
Yep.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised at the amount of needy streamer stuff in Japan, because I don't think it's made any impact in the West at all, but clearly it's popular over here.
The first figure I showed you, that plus the Angel Chan version.
Oh, you can
we
find
saw
it
everywhere.
Oh, Angel Chan figures, you can get it everywhere.
Yeah.
If you want an Angel Chan figure, they're a dime a dozen, basically.
Yeah. And because NCW basically kind of kept refusing to, and we saw them for such a good price, I had to.
I'm not a figure guy.
You should have become one for these. I got the trio.
Yeah.
Of what was the name of their group?
Bikomachi.
B Komachi.
Yeah.
The trio of them for.
Hopefully I pronounced that right. Someone's gonna lynch me if I didn't.
Yeah. But the whole trio. Because again, they had them for a very, very good price. So.
Yeah.
Right. Proper. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then.
Yeah. With these, you could find Ruby and Kana all over the place. Less places have Mencho for some reason.
But when they did, she was cheaper.
Yes. Including in this example. I mean, Ruby was always the most expensive. And Kana would usually be more expensive than Memcho, but at Trader they were the same, and actually, again, I think that was the cheapest we saw this trio in any shop in Akihabara, so there you go. Someone's going to tell us, you could have gone to Nakano and got it cheaper. It's like, we looked there too, but it's also an hour away, so,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, we could find these freaking everywhere, so
yeah,
we weren't too worried about these. We were mainly looking for the Ame ones.
Yes.
the sitting one.
Yeah.
And,
which was a good find to get.
Yep. So, here's a bit of smudge proof that you went to Cafe May-ish, or May Queen as some people may know it.
No, better as May-ish.
Yeah.
May Queen. I'm confused with you now. I don't think themselves know what it's called.
Yeah.
Especially today.
Yep. This was, again, I got smudged because of how I put it in my wallet. That's on me. But
yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we'll be there anytime soon to be able to get the rest of the points.
But the day we did go was on Ferris's birthday, which was the only day you could get this card.
Yeah.
So we have proof that we were, not only were we there, we were also there on her birthday.
Yes.
Which is basically coincidental.
Entirely coincidental, unplanned.
Yeah.
Worked out really cool because they were wonderful about it.
Yep.
Because at the very least, our server was actually dressed up like the servers at May Queen in the game.
Yeah,
and she was clearly a massive fan.
Yeah.
of Steins Gate.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
The ears and all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not wearing a wig though, but that's fair. We'll excuse that.
And this last bit, it's gonna look kind of bad, but
yeah, it's
because it's completely wrapped in bubble wrap. We don't have tape to redo it, but
so we're just gonna leave that.
Yeah, we'll leave it in here for now and probably put up a picture of it later. But it's Ferris.
Mm-hmm.
It's her basically like
the
serving an omelet.
And the only one we could find for sale as well on our travels, which we're not gonna claim we have the most extensive travels, but I mean we spent basically a total of about 2 days going around Akihabara and Nakano.
Yeah, and this was the only one we found.
Yeah.
But it didn't have a box, so they had to wrap it up, and I don't want to unwrap it, so...
Yeah, so you're just seeing
we'll
photo
have a
now.
picture of it, yeah.
Yeah, picture of it. Is that all your Weebery?
What?
All that?
I think that's all mine.
Right, so then for my more modest pile of Weebery, given as I don't do figures, but we'll see that got broken. We'll start off again with more needy streamer stuff. So in Ikikaburo, we found the anime there that apparently there was 2 needy streamer anthology manga that were released a few years ago.
22, I thought. And then
22.
They reprinting it in 23.
Yeah, and then the volume 2 think came out late last year then. So we're getting 2 more things we didn't even know existed. So we got them because, of course we did. We see things, we get it neat. Right, and then we have a whole pile of Oshinoko. This was just to save me shipping on Amazon, to be honest. Once I knew I was going to Japan, it was like, well, I'm going to get these anyway.
I mean, yeah, that was kind of like the reason I got a lot of the Chaos games.
Yeah.
Because, like, save a ton on shipping.
Yeah, because these are no cheaper than what I could get on Amazon. Just I wouldn't have to pay for shipping for them. So this brings me up to date physically on the manga, and also got the light novel as well, which was amusing because when I went to buy these, the cashier completely understands a foreigner buying manga. She did make a point to highlight that, you know, the light novel is actually a novel, and given I didn't know the Japanese for a bag, she figured I'd be completely useless, and she was correct, but that's not going to stop me anyway. Right, then on the other side, just had to get a little keyring because that's cool.
Yeah, rubber keyring.
Yeah, and again at Trader, basically got the alternate pose to go with the figure that Jim's got. This was literally an impulse buy because I saw the price and I was like, screw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially it's the sitting down version of the other. They did actually have the trio in the sitting down, but I didn't go that far because I said I'm not a figure guy, so the fact I got any figure at all is saying something. And of course got the same card from Mailish because of course I did. Right. So I think that's essentially our Tokyo Weeb report. Given tomorrow we leave for Yokohama, which isn't that far, but you know,
it's not impossible that we may add more, but we're not anticipating it.
Yeah, it'll be completely coincidental, really.
Impulse or coincidental, yeah.
Yeah, because I've no idea where you even go in Osaka for this sort of thing. So if we run into it, we run into it.
Yeah.
If we don't, we don't. But I think generally we're already pretty satisfied with the haul from the trip, and we're only 4 days in.
I think it's day 5, isn't it?
Day 5. Let's go with that. So yeah, we've done pretty well out of it. Oh, and we may have actually seen some of Tokyo itself. You know, that's kind of incidental to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Cool. And that concludes the Weeb report. The next day we moved on to Yokohama, which is detailed in the travel channel because there wasn't much Weebery to be done. Except there was one place in Yokohama we had to go because it featured in a certain game about cat girls.
Definitely at that. Yeah, this is it.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. So what we're saying is, we took a day out of our lives to go to Yokohama to stand in the spot in a game about dating cat girls.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
It's really pretty.
It is a really pretty scene, and there are many good scenes here actually.
Yeah.
They got good use out of that background.
Go-to runaway spot.
Yeah. Again, which makes sense as the alleged spot of the cafe was pretty much at the top corner of the park. Yeah.
Milk's truck would have been right over there. Yeah.
Yeah, which again makes sense at the jut house. I can't
There's
remember.
a little alley. Well, there's a little cut right there.
Mm-hmm.
Usually put a truck in there.
Yep. It all makes sense. In that sense. Yeah. So there we go. It's all come together. Also, where did Azuki and them go on? It was hardly up the Marine Tower, was it? Or was it Yokohama?
It might have been that.
It might have been Marine
I think
Tower.
it was that.
Yeah.
The restaurant. They raided a restaurant up there.
Yeah. I think it was definitely that as opposed to Yokohama Tower itself. That they went up. Neat. And again, all fits together.
I completely forgot about that scene.
It's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
After our cat girl diversion, we continued on south to Osaka, which was generally normal tourist stuff that was going on, except for one day where we ventured around Nishinomiya, which was the setting for the Haruhi Suzumiya series of light novels and anime, and the best animated movie that's ever been made. This did result in us accidentally ending up in Kobe, so if you wondered why on the main series video it appeared Kobe was a bit of an afterthought and we didn't really do much, it's because it was a bit of an afterthought and we accidentally ended up there after doing our serious thought out tour of Nishinomiya. Again, we weren't really going for this is the background of every scene in the anime, but we did have to make the pilgrimage that every Haruhi fan makes, where they follow Kyon's steps up the hill to North Heist, which actually exists up there and looks exactly like it does. Don't have any images of the school itself because that would be weird. Honestly, you just go to Google Street View, you'll find it. It looks exactly like it looks, but from our perspective, yeah, it just kind of feels like this actually felt like a bit of a proper pilgrimage actually doing this, because yeah, we really love that series. And it's nice that even in 2024 we saw at least 2 other groups doing the same thing we were doing, which yeah, in 2024 that's still good going. Oh, and every local in Nishinomiya, they see a foreigner in that area, they know they're a Haruhi fan. Like I've heard at least 2 people comment on us being there, hoping that we didn't understand any Japanese, but I can at least tell Haruhi fan in their conversation, so I knew they were talking about us. After Nishinomiya, we pretty much stayed on the straight and narrow for the next few days, and what you saw in the main series was pretty much what we did. And then we left Osaka and went to Takayama, with the whole purpose being to visit Shirakawa-go, a small village in the Japanese alphabet, and as described in the main series, visiting there is more than justified in its own right. However, this is another case of the only reason I know of this place is not because it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and it's very pretty and historic and preserved and a great place to visit, it's because it is the setting of Higurashi When They Cry, or Higurashi no Nakokoro ni. This is a series I found around the same time as Haruhi, as complete opposite series that they are, and watched the anime, really liked that, played the games, really liked that. A few years later showed Jimsf the games, he really liked that, so we were on board to, yeah, let's go to this place that inspired it, because it was inspired to the original author when he went on a trip here. This was the real Hinamizawa, and there were a few references to it, particularly at the top of the hill, the castle outlook, which is probably the most famous visual from the whole series, is overlooking the entire village. I would say this fist has become so famous in itself, and yeah, the little gift shop at the top of the hill is actually the only places we saw direct references to the series at all. I guess it's kind of had a little bit of revival with the most recent anime only 1 or 2 years ago now at this point.
And this is where the geography all falls apart, because it's like in the games it's always implied that their nearest neighbour is the Sonozakis.
Yeah.
Whereas in actually the house the Sonozakis is based on is like way over there.
Yeah.
And actually they're much closer to Reina's. Similarly,
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I don't think they were that close anyway. We think.
no, the geography is all different.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like the Myra's house is like miles from anywhere. It's not close to Reina at all.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, in canon, they're actually quite close to each other. Obviously, the cutting board serves a very important purpose in the drainage of this town.
Yeah, if you're ever able to collapse again,
You move and you just see a house collapse down the way or something. I think it is actually, they do actually just place it there when they want to block that sluice or control it. I think this is more like it.
Because I remember there being trees like right here.
Yeah, because...
Oh, I feel like
Yeah. Yeah, because...
I mean, the trees are in bloom now, so you see less, but I think it's still correct.
Well, they'd be worse in the summer when the game is allegedly set. I think the thing is they've gotten bigger in the last 20 years.
Yeah, true.
Is probably more accurately what's going on.
After that, we returned to Tokyo. We were just going to stay a night, which turned out to be good because this was the first day that one of the semi-regular Steins Gate pop-up shops opened in Akihabara. So that resulted in another trip to Akihabara, and we can therefore have the final Weeb report. And if you want the last damage from the trip as well, we had one evening to buy everything we wanted to buy in Tokyo. So Jimsf enthusiastically embraced this opportunity, and well, here's the result. Basically, the summary is, while we were here, we figured out, coincidentally, our last day in Tokyo, there will be a Steins Gate pop-up shop thing going on in Akihabara, so as you can see, we kind of rated it. Mm-hmm. I mean, you basically went in and grabbed one of everything. Mostly everything.
Yeah, like half of it, yeah.
Okay, I mean, starting from the left.
So this is just a shirt. I believe it says Mad Scientist, and with Okabe doing his thing on there. Mm-hmm. They had another one like that was on like the chart that had the Suzuha's like failed message note, which would have been real cool, but they didn't have any of it. Yep. They had another shirt too that I think does it Future Gadget Lab or something on it. Oh no, it said Outside Kongaru. Yeah. But they didn't have it. They only had an XL, which I am very much not. So I went with just this one.
Yeah.
A couple of these like photo things. I think they have little things on the back to hang.
Yeah.
This is Phenagram, I believe.
Yeah, that's the Phenagram art, and then
this is the base game art. Yeah. I just like these because they had all the characters. They had a couple more, but these are the ones I like the most. Mhm. Yep. Okay. Suzuha towel, washcloth thing. Yeah. They had a few of these, but I just got Suzuha. That's the only one I wanted. Suzuha's awesome. Yes. They didn't have a Ferris one, or else I would have got that too. Yeah. And they had these like there's stand things with a really cool rainbow. Yeah. I'm not sure if it comes from the camera or not. We can try.
It does.
But they had like half sprites of Kirisu. These I got every single one of these by the way. So Mayuri, Ferris, Luca, and they had full sprites of Suzuha, Kirisu, and these two are bubble wrap, but it's Okabe and Mayuri.
Yeah, we can see that.
And I don't want to unwrap them yet till
that's not happening.
Or home, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got this thing, which I think is meant to be like a card holder thing. I'm going to turn it into a luggage tag. And we both ended up getting the mugs.
I also got that mug, but yeah.
Mugs are cool. Again, along the same design as the tag. And then they gave us these for reasons.
Yep, I think it's probably for amount spent or something.
Yeah, we did kind of spend like, what, 26k here?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was close to 30 before the tax-free thing.
Yeah, it would have been like 29 something if we actually paid tax.
But like just little chibi keychain things.
Yeah, it was kind of a bit of a random draw. And so these are the 4 unique ones, and then we got 2 more.
We got 2 additional Darus.
Yes, which is kind of annoying, but that's luck of the draw, and we didn't even expect these, so that's neat.
Yeah,
cool. In other Weebery, before we need to set up again, Jim's insisted we get the Yoshinoko chocolates. So
I insisted that you get them.
Yeah, because you don't do chocolate.
I mean, I probably would have tried them at least, but I know I could tell you wanted them, so I got you them.
And you got one of every one.
We made sure we tried to get one of every character. We think we got one of each.
No, we did. This is one of each.
Yeah.
I will report back in the future who tastes the best. Okay. So moving on from the Steins Gate pop-up shop and assorted chocolates, we also then continue with our adventures in Akihabara. Yep. You got a bunch of games. Yep.
So I got 2 versions of Steins Gate. I got the PS Vita version. Yep. And as well as the PlayStation 3 version, which, as far as I'm aware, I could be very wrong about this, the original Steins Gate didn't have a physical release in English. I'm sure the editor will tell me I'm wrong in some way.
I don't think that.
I really don't think there was. I know there is of Elite, but I don't know of regular. So I got a couple of these. Yep. We also found PS Vita version of Darling. We actually found this a few days ago, but I was kind of iffy on it. I said screw it and went back and got it. Yeah. So I also got that for Vita, and we came across by complete chance a PSP Darling Special Edition. But it appears to be completely sealed, even though they labeled it as used.
Yeah.
And seems like it comes with a couple Oopas or something like that. We're not quite sure.
You'll figure out later and report back.
Whenever I eventually open this, if ever.
You'll work it out.
But honestly, this box is cool enough on its own. Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
And then in the same shop we found this, NCW spotted the Anonymous Code Special Edition for PS4.
On significant sale as well.
Oh yeah, like it appears that it was originally 9,000.
Yeah.
And we got it for 2 plus tax free, so it's a little bit less than that even.
The ironic thing being 9,000 yen is still cheaper than what either of us actually paid for the Steam version, the normal Steam version, but that's a discussion for another day.
But yeah, this comes with like a CD, like an audio or CD of soundtrack.
Yeah.
I think a character booklet, stuff like that.
Yeah, which you get the digital with the special edition on Steam. You get the digital version, version of that and the soundtrack. But this is essentially the physical, if you wanted that. At least we think so. It may turn out also to be digital.
I had heard about this before coming here. I just didn't think to actually look for it.
And we hadn't actually come across.
Yeah, but this is a really cool cover, regardless.
Yeah,
like that's what I like about these boxes mostly, is that they're just cool covers to just kind of show off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Last then on the game front.
Back at the traders, while looking through the PSP again, we came across Suzumiya Haruhi no Yakusoku, which is the Promise of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is a visual novel style game. Never released in English. I think there is someone that's doing like a English translated playthrough. It's very slow going, so I'm not sure how much they've completed. But it's just basically a Haruhi visual novel that I had heard about, and we came across it, and it was a decent price, so like we know why not.
If nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Helen's fault. So
Blame Helen.
Yeah, blame Helen. Hashtag blame Helen.
Mm-hmm.
She's been playing this game.
Yeah.
And I was watching her stream at one time, and I saw this character in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, because for obvious reasons, I was like, oh, I like that character. What's her name? It's like, oh, that's Miku. I'm like, oh, well, I guess I like Miku now. Which before, I know she had Rule T before, but this one just looks. I just like the way this one looks a lot better. So, and we found it at a place for really, really cheap price, like 2,000 yen, I think.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, may as well. Okay.
And then the last two figures then.
Yeah, a couple more figures again that they didn't have boxes, so they wrapped it up. This one, you may be able to see it. I'll still send a picture regardless. This is Luca.
Yeah, we need a picture of that.
Yeah.
But you can kind of you can tell that it's different to that one.
Yeah. This is Luca from Steins Gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just him doing Luca things. And this, so if you remember earlier, the first Ferris one I got, which was also wrapped like this.
Yeah.
This is where we went back to get the Luca one and to check out prices, a couple other things. Mm-hmm. And they had another Ferris one that they didn't have before.
So now you got that too.
And yeah, we got it too. She's doing like a little cat thing in it.
Yeah.
And it was just real neat. We saw it at the Cafe Maish.
Yeah.
Among all the other stuff they had there.
Yeah. I mean, they probably had another raid of the... They're probably the reason that was the last Mayuri left, because they probably have it.
They probably did raid the freaking pop-up shop. Because for them, they just had to go around the corner, right? So
yeah. And I guess that concludes then our successful weavery.
Mm-hmm.
Good trip all around.
Looks like obviously since then they've built up another building in front of it, but you can see, without even seeing the entrance, you're like, yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'll see an upside down Fez fly past the window while doing a wheelie on a wheelchair somehow.
Yeah.
Let's see there. You're probably wondering,
Why are those two idiots standing there for? They clearly don't work here.
and we're like, we got a wall to look at.
Any other weirdos show up for the wall? Who knows? But we showed up for the wall. There we go. So
We got a few of it while empty.
cool. Yeah. So that's where the best game ever made is finished. In the opinions of me, not shared by anyone else. Although, actually, no, shared by reasonable people who have sense. But yeah, I don't know if they got to use the escalator though. That'd be nice.
Two cowards.
Basically, yeah.
Oh wait, we got it.
No, we went and we stole it. We still need it.
I legally purchased it, thank you very much.
I still would like it on PC, please. Okay, thanks.
Which, in my defense, because I purchased it legally,
Yeah.
I could technically rip it legally.
Yes,
As long as I don't strip it.
exactly. So when the patch comes out, you're well placed.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, yes.
Thank you.
That cube is crooked. Anyway, other than you buying some manga that we've already showed off, that, at least as far as we know, ends the weebery of this trip.
More than likely.
Yeah. Well, it's been some 2 weeks of weebery.
Look at all those weaves.
Watch it now, this might come the finish of the edit on the travel channel as well.
Yeah.